It's been far too long. What is going on, you guys? Bashtian here, and today I'm coming at you with my updated Utopia deck profile. We have not touched this deck in about a year, and honestly, it's been one of the probably most fun decks I had building and actually playing at locals. I actually did very well with this deck when the original support coming out of Brothers of Legend. I forgot what I think it was just called Brothers of Legend. But anyway, when Brothers of Legend came out, we got some fantastic support, some killer support for this deck, and it has been getting more and more support little by little here and there. We got the brand new Utopia Rising card. We got Overlay Network coming out as well out of Maze of Memories. Now, quick disclaimer: I have not opened any Maze of Memories or bought any product from Maze of Memories, so I do not have the. I am going to be using a few proxies here and there. Just go ahead and fill this in, but I have been testing this out online and I have seen pretty decent amount of success with it. I mean, realistically, with Utopia, you're not really playing Utopia to win a regional. Let's just go ahead and point that out right off the bat, where this is not a tier 2 deck. This is not a tier 1 deck. This is a maybe rogue tier 2 deck. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and put that right out there right off the bat. So I just want to go ahead and give pretty clear implications of what I'm trying to do with this. It's a fun deck. It's a, I guess you could call it anime deck. Well, it is an anime deck. I guess you could call it a character deck. But essentially what we're trying to do here is we are trying to turbo out Utopia in the most insane way possible, making some insane boards as far as negations are concerned. Now this deck can make a 4, 5, 6, up to 7+ interruptions with its opening hand. All it really needs is 2 to 3 cards. It can go ahead and go clean off. I want to say the few cards that can't stop this, of course, are Nibiru. I can definitely go ahead and play through Effect Veiler. You can go ahead and play through Ash, depending on what your opponent ashes. But essentially, no one knows what this deck does or how it works. So you should get to go from there. And as far as that goes, the only main thing with this deck is that it does not do very well going second. But we do have some cards in here to help it out. So without further ado, let's get right into the profile. But before we do, guys, remember that I do have a link in the description for the sleeves that I do use on all of my profiles. These are KMC whites, so as far as that goes, you can get a pack of 5 packs of 60 sleeves for like 35, 38 bucks. I think it's a really good deal. Comes out to less than I think 8 bucks for a pack of sleeves. So it's really high quality. Feels really good. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, make sure you check it out in the description. So starting off with the monsters, guys, I played 3 copies of the Ascended Sage. I did sell my playset back when they were like $10 each. When the card originally came out, this card is absolutely super busted. Essentially, it's a free special summon as long as you control no cards. And then if the XE summon card is a Utopia, you can actually go ahead and search a rank up spell from your deck to your hand, which actually really insanely clutch, especially with this deck. So 3 Ascended Sage, 3 copies of Armed Sage. This lets you go ahead and search out one of your ZW monsters, which is actually super key in order to make sure that you're able to go full combo with the deck in order to have the most amount of interruptions. Also get your big guy one of the best protections in the game. So 3 copies of Ascended Sage. Now for the fun Utopia cards, we played 3 Utopic Onomatopoeia. This is a phenomenal card. Also, if you guys do want to check out combo tutorials, combo test hands, all those type of things, I do have multiple profiles, multiple videos on the overall combos on the channel. All you have to do is go ahead and look back at the channel, go ahead and see. If you guys want to update a profile, see how this deck compares to the current format and combos to combat the current format, let me know in the comment section down below, or you guys let me know by smashing that like button. I'll go ahead and get that out to you guys as soon as possible. But anyway, back onto the profile, guys. 3 copies of Zubaba Gancho Gaga Coat. This is a phenomenal card. Actually, special summons itself when you already have a Utopic Onomatopoeia on board, or if you have, I believe, a Zubaba Gaga, or I really just only summon this when I have this other guy on board. So I know it has a specific summoning condition when you have a Zubaba Gaga whatever on board, so that is nice to have at least. I did bump this down to 2 copies of Dodo Dwarf Go Glove. I did used to have this at 3, but with the weaknesses that this deck has going first, I really want to go ahead and have an extra slot for an additional card going second, so that is going to be revealed later in the profile. But overall, you are not losing any consistency. This deck is consistent enough as it is. As long as you're able to get to 1 to 2 cards, you are clean to go. Also, if you have the Ascended Sage and the Armed Sage, this alone is pretty much full combo on its own, as long as you have this discard fodder in your hand. So this is actually super ridiculous. On to the rest of the monsters, guys. We played 3 copies of Astral Utopia. As long as there's an Xyz monster on the board, he can special summon himself for free. It's a free level 4 extender for you guys as well. 1 copy of Gigantus, or Gigantus, however you want to go ahead and say his name. You're really going to be searching this out for Gallant Granites, and the main thing with this is that you're able to go ahead and special summon this guy as long as you're able to banish an Earth monster. And the good thing about Dodo Dwarf, Gugu Glove, and Zubaba Gancho Gagaga Coat, yes, I do practice saying these names, is that they're both Earth type monsters, guys, so you are good to go from there. 1 Twin Saber Pegasus, or Pegasus Twin Saber, and 1 copy of Tornado Bringer. These 2 are going to be what you're going to go ahead and equip to your rank 5 Xyz, I want to say, rank 5, rank 6, where's onto, where's he at? Oh my goodness, into your Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray, in order to protect him from destruction, as well as give him an additional negate on your opponent's turn. Also, the negate you are going to be getting from Twin Saber Pegasus, or Pegasus Twin Saber, it does not start a chain. It is a continuous negation, so your opponent cannot respond to it because it does not start a chain, which is actually really ridiculous, and I think it's the only card in the game, at least to my knowledge, that does that. So that's really cool. And now to wrap up the monsters, guys, I played 1 copy of Astral Karibo. I don't have the card, unfortunately. I did get rid of it again at the high peak of its value. But as far as this goes, I am going to go ahead and put, of course, a little picture for you guys. Astral Karibo is one of the best extenders, especially for this deck. You only want to play 1 because seeing more than 1 in your opening hand is absolutely awful. And this is the type of deck that is not really going to have a grind game. You make your opening board and you sit on it and you win with that board. This does not have a follow-up. I'm telling you right now, this is probably one of the most glass cannon decks I've ever played in my entire life. Does not have a follow-up, or very little follow-up. You're probably going to use the majority of your extra deck turn 1. Let's go ahead and get that right off the bat so you guys know what you're walking into, okay? So that's why you need a strong going second cards as well. So that's why I played the last 3 monsters, 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. This is really good against any matchup. This stops Brandon Despia in its tracks. You can stop Cashier Theosis with this. You can stop the Labyrinth Traps with this as well. So really good in every single matchup, I want to say. So you definitely want to go ahead and maximize out on Ash Blossom. But that's going to be it for the main deck monsters, guys. Now let's get into the spells. Alright guys, so for the spells, we played 3 copies of Anamana Pyra. If you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, not Dueling Book or not Dueling whatever, the Master Duel, that's what it's called. If you guys play Duel Links, this is actually, I believe, a skill that you give to Yuma when you guys have them. So really good, phenomenal card. Lets you add 2 cards to your hand as long as they're Zubaba, Gagagag, Dododo, or Gogogo, 2 of the different types. It's going to be a mouthful saying all these names. So just go ahead and let's get over that real quick. 3 copies of Automata Pickup. This is actually going to be able to go ahead and add you an Automat card. So with this, you can go ahead and add Automata Pyra. You can also add your Utopic Automatopoeia, depending on which one you need in your opening hand. So that's why you want to go ahead and maximize, because this searches this, and this searches you 2 of them, and this searches you both of them as well. And this can also search you 1 of the ones that you need. So you're always going to be able to go ahead and search what other part of the combo you don't have in your opening hand. I play then 1 copy of Triple Tactic Thrust, 1 copy of Triple Tactic Talent, 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army, 1 copy of Zexo Construction, 1 copy of Hyper Rank Up Magic Utopic Force, 1 copy of Double or Nothing, 1 copy of Xyz Change Tactics, and then 1 copy of the brand new card that just came out of Maze of Memories, which is Overlay Network. So Overlay Network is a phenomenal extender. I'm going to have a little figure image right here on screen for you guys. So let me explain this to you guys, because I know this probably looks like the most inconsistent garbage you have probably ever seen in your entire hands, entire lives, I should say. Also, I'm going to go ahead and put my traps on here as well. I play 1 Evenly and 1 Numbers Protection as well. So Numbers Protection is a phenomenal card as well. But realistically, why am I playing so many 1-ups? This seems like probably the most inconsistent garbage you guys are probably seeing in your. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I believe I see what you guys see when I make this profile, right? So as far as this goes, you want to go ahead and maximize the amount of cards with this, but all of these cards are absolutely terrible at more than 1. Like I said before, Utopia is a deck that you are going to make your opening board as broken as possible, as unbreakable as possible, and you're gonna sit on that board, you're gonna pray your opponent does not have a sphere mode in hand, or they nib you, or any type of nonsense before you get a negate on board, anything like that. So thrust searches you reinforcement of the armies. So thrust searches you most of these cards. All searches you evenly matched in the event you are going second. So really, really good right off the bat. I did also want to play a copy of Triple Tactics Talents as well. Both of these are really, really good. Talents I like because you are able to get additional draw 2, and at the end of the day you are trying to gain as much consistency as possible. Additional 2 cards in your opening hand could be huge as far as making sure that you're able to set up the best board possible with this deck. Rhoda, of course, are all warrior monsters for the most part, so go ahead and search you most of your deck. You are playing 1 copy of Hyper, Rank Up Magic Utopic Force, and 1 Double or Nothing. These are the worst cards to draw, hard draw, so you do want to go ahead and just play 1 and again, hope you do not draw these cards because it takes away from what you're able to go ahead and do down the line as far as card economy goes, and it destroys part of your combo down the line, especially if you draw Double or Nothing. So this is a card you never ever want to see unless you're searching it. So quick heads up as far as that's concerned. So with the Overlay Network is a brand new card. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull up and read the full effect for you guys right here on screen, because I want to make sure that we are being as accurate as possible with this. So with that being said, Overlay Network is a continuous spell card, right? So you can activate one of the following effects. You can only use this effect of Overlay Network once per turn. So it's harder once per turn. You can only use one of the following 2 effects. Number 1 effect is you can target 1 face-up monster you control, and special summon 1 monster with the same level from your hand or graveyard in defense position, negate its effects. Also, you can special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Xyz monsters. Perfectly understandable and perfectly fine. Essentially, it is going to act as a monster reborn each and every single one of your turns, so it is going to be really, really good as far as that's concerned. Second thing, target 1 Xyz monster you control, add one card attached to it to your hand, which pretty much getting you re-access to your materials that have already been used, that are currently on the field. And that is something that I have not seen in a previous deck, that you're able to take materials directly from the Xyz monster that's currently using it and just add it back to your hand and go clean off from there. There are a lot of materials in this deck that could be used as extenders to different things if you just had them back in your opening hand, and this being able to allow you to do so fixes a lot of the deck's problems with card economy. Again, it's something that I've used 2 or 3 times already in this video. With this deck, you are again trying to make the biggest, baddest board possible, and that's all fine and dandy. But the issue with that being falls into a similar type of negative aspect, for example, Galaxy Eyes does, right? Both these decks have a lot of gas. I mean, they can just go, especially summon a whole bunch of Xyz monsters. You can pretty much do an extra link with Xyz monsters with this deck. Easy peasy, right? So, issue with that being said, you're vomiting your entire hand onto the field, and there's really not any room for follow-up. This fixes that by adding it back to your hand. This gives you a card that you can go ahead and use in your next turn. So really good from there. And I hope that didn't take too long my explanation, guys. I just want to go ahead and give you guys my thought process, because I know towards the end, these big group of of one-ofs it's an eyesore. I'll be real with you guys. It's a bit of an eyesore. But at the end of the day, it is what we need to do in order to make sure that the deck is as consistent as possible and is able to go ahead and play around with as much interruption as possible as well. But that's going to be it with the main deck, guys. Now let's get into the extra deck. Alright guys, so for the extra deck, I have right here 2 copies of number 39 Utopia. Originally when I did build this deck is because I pulled an ulti Utopia 3 times in a row, back to back. Back when Utopia was in the OTS pack, so I mean, I got rid of those immediately because those plummeted in price. But anyway, 2 copies of Utopia, 1 copy of Utopia Prime. I've never used the effect. I only use it to go ahead and add an additional material for Zeus or whatever it might be, or number 99. 1 copy of the brand new number 39 Utopia rising out of Maze of Memories. Now I know I said I didn't open Maze of Memories, and I did find this at the Houston Regional actually, so that was pretty nice pickup. So this guy is actually really cool. It pretty much lets you get a I believe it's a number monster, right? Yeah, number Xyz monster in your graveyard, special summon and attach materials to it, so pretty much giving you again more recursion. With that being said, 1 Utopic Sage, busted card in this. Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray, again, really good as well. One number S39 Utopia, the lightning to get over anything that's big. One number 38 Hope Harbinger. With this, you are going to be summoning this off of number 99 Utopia Dragnar. Probably one of the coolest artworks I've ever seen. Just look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is really cool. So with number 99 Utopia Dragnar, you can pretty much summon any, I believe, level 12 or lower Xyz monster from your deck, from your extra deck to the field for free. All you guys can do is detach 2 materials. So usually you are going to be making this with 4 materials directly under it, which is actually super clutch. Because with this, you go ahead and summon out one and then summon out another one as well. So really amazing card. For the additional support, we play 1 Gallon Granite. This is actually going to allow us to search out our copy of Gigantus to our hand. Also gives us a rank 4 on the field, which again comes up in further plays. 1 copy of F-Zero Utopic Future, 1 copy of F-Zero Utopic Draco Future because we have the capability, 1 copy of AA Zeus, of course, 1 copy of Gaga Cowboy. For game, let's just go ahead and, let's be real about this game. Time rules are into a factor, and Gaga Cowboy just wins games. Also, it's a Gaga card, so it fits the theme. And the last card is Utopia Double, number 39 Utopia Double. I just recently sold this card. I did not know it was like 20 bucks because it only has 1 printing, so it is what it is as far as that is concerned. But that is going to be it for the extra deck, guys. Honestly, this is a cool deck. I really like the way it flows. It's a lot of fun to be able to bust out all the Utopia combos because no one essentially knows what Utopia does, so it gives a little bit of surprise factor. And overall, like I said, it is just a lot of fun to play. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below regarding this deck. Honestly, like I said, I have a lot of fun playing it. I think new support's really cool, giving you additional extenders, giving you additional ways to go ahead and make sure you don't run out of steam. Make sure you actually have a bit of a grind game as well. I think Utopia Rising and Overlay Network do a perfect job of that, just being able to give you, again, additional advantage down the line in turns 2 and 3. So that is something to keep in mind. Overall, I'm very happy with the support, but at the end of the day, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let's talk about it. How good is Utopia now? Honestly, like I said before, I think it's going to be a tier 2 rogue deck. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy, subscribe for more videos, and make sure you ding that notification bell, guys. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one.